Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we're going to be testing out the RTX 4070 in 10 different games at 1080p. As you can see, I'm pairing this amazing graphics card with the new Ryzen 7 5800X 3D and 32 gigabytes of RAM, so there's no bottlenecking. And as always, you have Amazon links for both the RTX 4070 and this amazing processor down below in the description. But anyways, that being said, let's begin with Fortnite. As you can see, I have it enabled at 1080p with DirectX 11, which is what's going to give us the most amount of FPS. And I have the low quality preset, so everything is the minimum amount of quality, so there's the most amount of FPS. And well, as you can see, we're getting around 300 frames per second. This is absolutely insane. I was honestly expecting a lot of frames per second because DirectX 11 really gets you a lot of FPS on Fortnite, and the RTX 4070 is a very good graphics card, but this is insane, 300 FPS. I mean, this is actually stupid fast, and it feels very good, even though there's some hiccups, I think, because it's been a while since I've played Fortnite, and it has to adapt to my computer or download shaders, I don't know what, but it's feeling a little choppy. Especially it was feeling choppy in the lobby, maybe not so much now, but damn, it feels incredibly smooth at the same time. The only weird thing is that despite there being 330 FPS on average, still I do notice that I can't help but to notice that, as you can see, there's only 85, 88 on the 1% low, which means there is a lot of frame inconsistency, but yeah, despite which, by the way, that has nothing to do with the graphics card. If anything, it has to do with either the processor or the optimization of the game. And considering that I have a 5800X 3D, it's probably the optimization of the game. Oh, a dude over there. A great opportunity to show y'all my amazing Fortnite skills. Let's be sneaky. But only when we need to be sneaky. If we don't have to be sneaky, we won't be sneaky. Is he? He's not over here. Where is he? Where did he go? Okay. Where is he? Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. Boom! No. And the next game is the new Assassin's Creed Mirage. As you can see, we're playing at 1080p, and the graphical preset is set to the ultra high preset. As you can see, everything is in maximum graphical quality, and we're getting a very stable and smooth 130 FPS on average, which, I mean, for a new game that just came out a couple days ago, and especially for a new game from Ubisoft, it is more than enough, more than I was expecting. 130 FPS, feeling smooth, with no hiccups, with no bugs, with no little quirky failures from bad optimization. This is very good. The only bad thing that I have to say about this game is that it works pretty much identically in 1080p and 1440p, which, oh, a cat. A little cat, let me pet you. Wee, 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 wee. Okay. The only bad thing that I have to say about this game is that it works, as I said, pretty much identical in 1080 than 1440p, which means it's not super well optimized. But at the same time, that doesn't really. Another cat, let me pet you. Let me pet you, little kid. Anyways, let's move on to Counter-Strike 2, the new version of CSGO. So you can see we're playing 1080p and with the maximum graphical preset. Everything is set to very high, so yeah, it's going to look pretty good. And well, also feel very good. Damn, we're getting 280 FPS on average. I was not expecting this much 1080p. I've also tried this game, I have to say, with my old CPU, with the 3800X, and it was heavily bottlenecking at 1080p. I have to say, my CPU is way better than the average CPU most people have. It's the new 5800X 3D, so I will not be bottlenecking 1080p, but most of you with normal or even semi-high-end processors are probably going to be bottlenecking at 1080p. But if you do buy this processor in combination with the 3070, you can get 260 FPS low settings. It's a little low compared to the old CS:GO, but you have to understand there's better graphics. It's a new game. In the next couple years, we're going to see this number go way high. But anyways, let's move on to now Warzone, another very popular game. As you can see, we're playing at 1080p with the balanced quality preset, meaning it's a very balanced experience between FPS and visual quality. And as you can see, we're getting around 140, 30, 40, 50, around 150 FPS, which is pretty good. I was honestly expecting a little bit more, considering that I have one of the... Oh, my friend. You die. You die. I don't die. You die. Well, now we're getting a little bit more. I think we were getting so low FPS because we were in the lobby waiting with all the players at the same time. And maybe the server got a little crowded. Now we're getting like, what, 180 FPS. That's not so bad. And 200 FPS live right now. So, yeah, pretty good performance. I have to say, though, I have the 5800X3D, which, for those who don't know, is one of the best processors for gaming. So that's probably helping with performance at 1080p. I've heard other people, me included with my old processor, that this gets stuck around 110, 120 because it bottlenecks at 1080p. But if you have a very good processor... Oh, I am spotted! Spotted by the enemy! Where is he? Where is he, dude? I'm getting all anxious. He's over there. Boom! There we go, there we go, there we go! Shotgun him, shotgun him, shotgun him! Boom! There we go. I have not lost my touch. And I have to tell you guys, I barely play this game anymore. Where is he? He's over there! There we go. From the distance, my friend, I told you. But anyways, after that sweet, sweet victory, let's move on to Starfield. As you can see, we're playing at 1080p with a high graphical preset, without upscaling and without motion blur. And well, we're getting around 80, 90 FPS. Not bad, I guess, but... For a new game that just came out that we're playing at 1080p, oh, now we're getting into the 70s. Now we're getting into the 70s. This is pretty much half of what we were getting with the new Assassin's Creed, which is also a new game. From a company that traditionally is not very good at optimizing games. So for those of you who blame it on the graphical cards or the processors, nah. This is a 4070. I'm playing with the best, one of the best CPUs for gaming. At 1080p, and it's not scratching 100 FPS. This is unforgivable. This is just purely bad optimization, especially take into account that an Xbox, which is a lot less powerful than this computer, can play the game at 4K with high refresh rate. This is clearly poor optimization. That's what's making this game not be playable. So, yeah, for those... Okay, now I died. Okay, let's move on to Cyberpunk 2077. As you can see, I'm playing at 1080p without DLSS, almost ultra settings. Let's say it's high settings, and without ray tracing. And this is way better. As you can see, this is the type of experience you should expect from a game at 1080p with a 4070. And this looks a lot better than Starfield, I have to say. It has a much more stuff going on in the display. It has much more detail to the textures. It has way more stuff going on at the same time. So Starfield is clearly very poorly optimized, especially taking into account that Cyberpunk is also kind of poorly optimized. And even then, we're getting 126 FPS. Well, a little less on average, but yeah. There's no excuse for what we were seeing there with Starfield. And by the way, this is actually the most demanding area in the city, where more things are happening at the same time. There's more things being loaded up at the same time. So it's the area where you're going to see the least amount of FPS. If we leave and go to the outer parts of the city, we're going to see a lot more FPS on the 120s, 130s. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, being in the car, riding in a very fast, speedy manner also decreases the amount of FPS. If I stop the car, as you can see, we're getting 100 FPS. If I stop the car and get out of it, immediately we're getting 30, 40 more FPS than we were getting inside of the car riding it. Damn, this game looks great. And I'm not even using ray tracing, which I could be using because we're getting a lot of FPS, so we can afford to lose a couple to get that extra smoothness, extra sharpness, extra realisticness of ray tracing. Anyways, let's keep going with Red Dead Redemption 2. As you can see, I'm playing at 1080p on the high graphical setting preset, and well, as you can see, we're getting around 130 FPS on average. Not so bad. As you can see, we're on the classic town of Valentine, where a lot of the game takes place. If you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you know a lot of things take place in this area. Where's my horse, by the way? I think I left him here to try and explore Valentine a little bit, but I've lost him. I've completely lost my horse, and I don't know. Oh, he's over there. Wait a minute. Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Cause trouble in the middle of the town where all the cops are located, where everybody is. Who are you, my friend? Oh, I think this is one of my friends from the town. That's why he's shooting at people like me. Right? Oh yeah, he is one of my friends from the gang. Anyways, I don't want to cause trouble, so let's take our little... Hey, what are you doing, little horse? What are you doing? Why do you escape from me? You're my horse. You're supposed to back me up in these situations where my life is in danger. Don't run away from me. What is he doing? Look at my boy. He has my back. Look at him. Look at him. Risking his life to protect me. Who is this guy? He's also another member of my gang. Look at these two. I don't even know them, and they're sticking their lives for me. But anyways, as I was saying, 130 FPS, 1080p high, pretty good. Maybe I was expecting a little bit more from this game because it's, you know, it's a very demanding game, but it's also from 2018, so it's about damn time we get a high refresh rate experience from this game at 1080p with modern graphics cards. And we are getting a high refresh rate experience, but I don't know, I was maybe expecting like 150. But that's just me being picky. And I'm gonna die. Why am I gonna die though? Is it because I'm running too much? Look at my boys having my back at all costs. Okay, anyways, it's time to move on to Apex Legends. As you can see, I'm playing at 1080p with mostly high settings because this game is so well optimized. It doesn't really matter if you're playing low settings or high settings. And wow, as you can see, this game is an optimization masterpiece. We're getting around 250, 240 FPS on average, maybe a little bit more. Jesus Christ, it works incredibly well. I'm really not sure how it's even possible to play this game at such high FPS because take into consideration it looks pretty much as good as Warzone in terms of graphics. We should be getting a lot less FPS, but I'm not gonna take it back. Depending on the area, 240, 250 FPS on average, more than we were getting on Warzone. So wow, even at high settings, this game is a high refresh rate experience. As I told you earlier, it's very well optimized. Boom, 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 boom. Let's tell where are my friends? My friends, there's enemies over there. We have to do something about it. Please come to my location ASAP. 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 Oh my god, when I start reloading, this is insane. I'm so bad at this game, I'm sorry. I should be giving you a better spectacle, but honestly, I'm so bad at this game. I'm terrible. I'm despising. Awful. Disgusting. Nauseous causing. Nausea causing. No, don't, no, okay. Anyways, after this very embarrassing loss, let's play GTA 5. As you can see, it's set to 1080p, 165 Hz, although it's not capped, it's unlimited frames per second, and settings are set to very high, the maximum settings possible. And well, as you can see, we're doing okay. You might be a little underwhelmed by the performance of GTA 5. You maybe were expecting 150, 160, 70 FPS, and we can definitely accomplish those numbers. I can actually show you later. The problem is that GTA caps at 180 FPS, meaning if you go over 180 FPS, no matter the resolution, no matter the graphical settings, the game breaks because it's not capable of going beyond that number. So I had to set the settings to a such high degree of demandingness. I'm surprised I didn't die over here, that I didn't exceed 180 FPS at any time, so that problem didn't happen. If I set MSAA to 4x, as you can see, I'm going to be getting over 180 FPS, which is probably what you were expecting to see. The problem is that the game is going to start breaking. There we go. The game is going to behave in a very strange manner. It's going to give me insanely high hiccups, where performance just drops to 3 FPS. As you can see, 1% low is 3 FPS. And yeah, it's not a good time. That's the reason I set it to 4x MSAA, so we didn't have this problem. Although everything said when it works, it's actually way smoother than 110 FPS. The only problem, as I said, is that it's going to give me incredible hiccups that are going to make the game completely unplayable. But if it wasn't for that, it would be a very, very, very good experience to play with 4x MSAA, which, by the way, in terms of how it looks, it's pretty much undistinguishable from 8x MSAA, but it's there to save the game from crashing. And last but not least, let's try Forza Horizon 4. As you can see, I'm playing it 1080p with, yes, ultra settings. Everything is set to ultra, the highest preset possible. And well, as you can see, we're getting around 240, 250 FPS. I'm sorry, I can't show you the full set of stats as I was showing you earlier in the other games, but MSI Afterburner, which is the software I used, is not working in Forza Horizon 4 for some reason, so I have to use the very basic FPS counter that comes with NVIDIA graphics cards to show you how many FPS we're getting, but it gives you a rough idea. Oh my god, this car is the worst. It doesn't turn. Turn, please. When I try to turn, you can turn the car without me having to completely stop it. Please, look at this. It just doesn't turn. Turn, please. I have to completely almost stop the car so it can turn. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Look, I'm gonna try to turn without braking considerably into the 20 mile per hour range. There we go. It's not capable. 250 FPS, pretty good, to be honest. It's not the latest game. I think Forza Horizon 5 came out last year, so this is not the latest and greatest in car games, but still, 250 FPS on 1080p. But anyways, that being said, as I said earlier, you have Amazon links for the 4070 and for my processor, which is a very good processor. I highly recommend it.